Hello everybody, I am YoYoCat, and I've been seeing some YouTube videos recently that have been people just casually playing Minecraft, peacefully, just, doing a let's play or whatever. So I wanted to do something similar to that, and so we're just gonna have a peaceful episode, a peaceful video, where I talk about some real world stuff. So something I've been learning about recently is dating apps, something I've been experiencing. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So sometime, probably towards the middle or the end of 2024, I started using dating apps. Yeah, somebody convinced me to do it, and it started out to be I don't really care too much. If I find something on there that's good, then that's good. And if I don't, then that's perfectly fine. I'll probably find something in real life anyways. That's the most likely outcome. So I started with Tinder. That was the first dating app that I downloaded, and I found out that Tinder's mostly just used for hookups, and I'm not really interested in that. So, but I was still kind of hoping that maybe I'd find somebody that wasn't also looking for that, because if I'm on there and I'm not looking for hookups, there's probably other people. But then later I realized that was kind of the least of my worries. Most of the time I'd get on there every now and then, do a little bit of stuff on there. I'd get a match, and then I'd send a message, whether or not I was the one that actually matched. I'd send the message, and then they would never respond back. So that was interesting. So before I rag on dating apps too much, let me give you a little bit of context, a little bit of background here. Dating apps are kind of forced to be quite shallow, and when it comes to shallow aspects, I am quite disadvantaged. I'm really short, I'll say that, and shallow ladies, they're kind of disgusted by my existence, I'm not gonna lie. And realistically, it saves me time, because it takes the shallow people, and they don't like me, so I don't have to waste my time with them. Being with somebody and then finding out that they're actually just super shallow and it wasn't worth being with them. But when you're confronted with it on a dating app, it kind of hurts a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, most of the time when I'd match, I would match the person, send them a message. Most of the time they wouldn't send something back, or maybe it was 30% of the time, maybe 40% of the time. And but sometimes I'd get a few messages out of them, and then they'd stop texting back. A lot of times, they would seem super disinterested just upon message number one, which if that's the case, why would you even swipe right? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then there were a few people that I got to a point where I was talking to them, they seemed really cool, we were gonna go on a date or something, and then they just flake. And then they'd start doing what the other people do and just start seeming super disinterested. And yeah, so I eventually got another dating app called Bumble. See, on Tinder, there's an unsaid rule that the girls will not text first. Women won't text first. So on Bumble, there's a written rule where the ladies, they have to text first. Otherwise, the match will expire in 24 hours. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that means that the ladies on there they'll actually text you, right? Yeah, no. Refer to the rule number 1, the unsaid rule. When ladies will not text first, so they'll just let the match expire. That's what happens on Bumble. But no, I did have at least one match on Bumble that I talked to a bit, but then it was the similar thing where I had a date and then they flaked on me. I also tried a few other random dating apps, but those had the big problem with those is that there's nobody on there, and I'm not trying to date somebody that's 100 miles away. So I wasn't on those dating apps for very long before I just deleted them. So I guess I'll get into the dating apps being shallow now. They're designed to be shallow. I don't really see a way that you could design a dating app so that it's not shallow. You're seeing pictures of somebody, and that's kind of most of what you go off of. They ask you some random questions like your hobbies. Those are good to include, right? But even if you just go off of the hobbies thing, you're still gonna end up talking to people that aren't at all what you're looking for. You're gonna be surprised with, that's not actually how I expected that person to act. I can't really speak much to the men on dating apps, obviously because that's not what I'm interested in. So I can only really speak for the ladies, but I'm sure the men's side is just as bad. Although I'm sure they're bad in different ways. Like I don't think the men really care too much about the height, or probably not the wealth either. But on the ladies' side, that's absolutely what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody who's tall and probably wealthy most of the time. And I would get a lot of likes, or I don't know if it's a lot, but I'd get likes way more than I would get matches. But I find that the people that I get the people that I get likes from are the kind of people that I'm really not looking for. And then I find somebody that did like me, and that they do seem like the kind of person I'd be interested in, and then they wouldn't be. They'd be super shallow, or they'd be not worth my time is what I'm saying. Anyways, dating apps aren't completely bad. Dating apps are only as bad as the people on them. And I do know somebody that has had a great relationship from a dating app, but all I'm saying is that it's incredibly hard to find, and it's probably, if you're wondering if you should get dating apps or not, try them out. I'd say if you're looking for hookups, go for it. If you're not, if you're just looking for a long-term thing, don't bother. It's not worth the time. You'd be better off just learning how to socialize better. And like I said, it's not impossible. It's just you got to go through a lot of crap to get to something good. And by then, it might have had a toll on your mental state by then. But yeah, if you watched this far, thank you very much. And let me know your opinions on dating apps in the comments. Let me know your bad experiences, your good experiences too. I'm also interested in hearing those too. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Also, let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else kind of like this, but well, yeah. Bye. See ya. Okay.